Boxing, aka Mr. Shine himself. Ladies and gentlemen, first and foremost, God bless each and every one of y'all. And in the words of Cartelo Alvarez, 2021. Get the fuck out of here, man. We ready for 2022. Get the fuck out of here, man. We ready for 2022. Ladies and gentlemen, one of the divisions that is one of the most dangerous divisions in the sport of boxing today, the 140-pound division. Y'all already know, man. We got a king in the 140-pound division, but it's still dangerous out there. Josh Taylor, the king, the undisputed king, the Scotland man. Oh, yeah. And, you know, in the sport of boxing, we talk about rematches, trilogies. You know, we just had the trilogy last year with Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder. We're going to have a trilogy with Roman Gonzalez, Chocolatito versus Juan Francisco Estrada. Two legends in the game, two living legends in the game. Talk about rematches. Lomachenko, we was talking about, oh, what about Lomachenko fights, you know, T.O. But he's moving to the 140, the most dangerous division, one of the most dangerous divisions and stuff like that. Rematches that we could see, you feel me? Go Alexander Usyk versus Anthony Joshua, ladies and gentlemen. That's going to be a rematch that's going to come through fruition. But let's talk about this, y'all. Let's talk about a rematch that a lot of people ain't talking about. Josh Taylor, Regis Prograis. Why isn't the boxing world calling for that rematch? I mean, in my opinion, that was for the undisputed title, and it was one of the best fights of that year. Y'all already know they was fighting in the tournament. It was a great tournament. We saw it for free, ladies and gentlemen. The Zone. I saw that for the Zone. Regis Prograis, Josh Taylor. They went at it. They were slugging it out, boxing. You saw everything. You saw every skills display by both men. And it was a close fight. I had it a draw. I wanted to see it again. Maybe if Regis Prograis, you know how people are, they start with the maybe if that fight would have happened in America, he probably would have got the 9. And at the end of the day, Josh Taylor won, right? But it was a very, very close fight. I had it a draw, ladies and gentlemen. You could have given it to 115, 113 to Josh Taylor, okay? But it was a close fight that deserved a rematch. If both men was undefeated, why isn't the boxing world calling for that rematch? I mean, of course, Josh Taylor going to be fighting Jack Catterall. He stepped aside so we could see the undisputed with Josh Taylor versus Jose Ramirez. Thank you, Jack Catterall. I wish somebody would have stepped aside. Look, I wish Deontay Wilder would have stepped aside so we could see the undisputed heavyweight championship of the world. But you know what? We just can't get anything we want. And I'm not going to be acting bitter. And I'm not going to be acting like a spoiled brat like a lot of boxing fans out there. But you know what? We're not really attaching Josh Taylor's name to anybody, right? We're not attaching his name really to anybody. We're not pressuring nobody to fight Josh Taylor. We're not pressuring Josh Taylor to fight anybody. In 140 pounds, we got Jose Cepeda, that he's in the WBC, probably in a mandatory position. We got Barbosa, we got Tio again, we got Brandon Lee, one of my favorite fighters, stepping up, you know, one of the phenom in the 140-pound division. Jose Ramirez is still there. But I believe that we should be calling for Regis Prograis because I do believe that he's still the second best 140-pounder in the sport of boxing. Why not Regis Prograis versus Josh Taylor one more time? Las Vegas, how about that? Why not? Why isn't the boxing world calling for that fight? I want to see it again. And both of these guys is still in their prime. I would love to see a rematch. I mean, we can't get Josh Taylor. I know Josh Taylor want to move up to the welterweight division, and he wants to face the likes of Bud Crawford. I don't think that's going to come to fruition. Bud Crawford is looking to fight the Earl Spence of the world. He probably going to want to fight the winner of Mario Barrios and Keith Thurman. If Keith Thurman wins, you don't know who's going to win, Earl Spence or Ugas. I think that Bud Crawford is the welterweight division. He's not going to be looking backwards. He could have had that fight if he wanted to. He could have stayed with ESPN with Top Rank and still, you know, probably get that fight next. I want to see Josh Taylor versus Regis Prograis. If we can't get the likes, of course, Teal was calling for him, but he lost to Cambosa, so I don't think that fight is going to come to fruition anytime soon. But what is the fight in 140 that I want to see? I want to see Josh Taylor and Regis Prograis a rematch, and I think that Josh Taylor should grant him that rematch. I'm just saying, of course, there was no rematch clause, but I would like to see the rematch. I'm not desperately like, yo, you better fight him right now. You better, but I'm just saying, that would be one of the best fights in 140, and I think they actually will make more money the second time going around, and more people will watch this fight, in my opinion. Now it's going to be in America and things of that nature if it does happen. What do you say, folks? Regis Prograis is the dangerous man. He's the second best in 140, and Josh Taylor is the king. I want to see a rematch. You know what I'm saying? We've seen other rematches. We've seen the Timothy Bradleys and Manny Pacquiao for like 3 times. We saw Marquez and Manny Pacquiao for 4 times. So why not? I think it's a great matchup. Tell me what y'all think, folks. Leave your comment at the bottom. Y'all already know, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, get my updated videos, and look out for this division. Because look, Gervonta Tank Davis already in this division. T.O. moving up in the division. It's inevitable that Devin Haney's gonna be moving up in this division. There's gonna be a popping division, ladies and gentlemen. It's gonna be lit. So let's pay attention, because I think this year, 2022, later in the year, a lot of people gonna be moving up. Subscribe to the channel, smash the like button. I love y'all. God bless, and on to the next.